Should I start, Chris?
Yes, my name is Chris Gazzetto, and I am here again to ask, where is the voice of the homeless? Last week, I attended a city council meeting and expressed my frustrations to the council that the homeless have been left out of the process. And what I hear back from the city and from the media is we hijacked the meeting, but that's not the way that I see it. The way that I see it is we brought a voice and boosted a voice of our homeless population in Gresham, who are, for all intents and purposes, economic refugees. I apologize if we inconvenienced council for delaying its business for approximately 45 minutes. The business was conducted. I'm extremely sick today. I have been sick for the past couple of weeks, but because the homeless have asked for help in boosting their voice, I've made it a point to make that sacrifice to be here and work to help them have that voice. I think that it's very petty for my city and my council, my representatives, the people who are elected to represent me, feel inconvenienced that the homeless have a voice and are delaying some sort of business process. And I apologize for the way that I'm speaking now, but again, I'm not feeling the best. So what I want to ask you is how the homeless have been involved in this process. I hear that the city's working on solutions, but who are those solutions for? The people on the Butte? The people in the Southwest Neighborhood Association? Because that's where the vast number of the complaints are coming from. And it's a small number of residents in those neighborhood associations that are complaining. So the solution that's been offered for the House is to fence off an area and protect what they consider a vital resource. They say that it's being destroyed. And again, I disagree. I acknowledge there is damage being done, but it's not damage that won't recover on its own. It's disturbing land, not destroying land. And when it comes to human life, land is not as important when it's damaged as saving a human life. And so what I'm asking is if the homeless were involved, how would this help the homeless? Had they had a say, do you think that they would agree to have 60 acres fenced off where approximately 50% of Gresham's homeless population has slept at least once over the past 6 months? Where are these people supposed to go? I'm very disappointed in seeing these changes because they're nothing more than discrimination. I understand that everyone's being excluded from this land and everybody suffers, so it's definitely not a solution for anyone. I acknowledge there is trash out there. I acknowledge that there are problems out there, but these are not things that couldn't be overcome. We have been working on solutions. The homeless have solutions themselves. Nobody's talking to them. Nobody's bringing them here. It's taking us concerned citizens who recognize them as economic refugees and as neighbors to get them here. I think the city needs to do more to listen to these voices, more to recognize these as citizens, and more to listen to the concerns of the unhoused, because they will also address some of the concerns of the house. There are win-win solutions in this. I see them, I know them, but the way that this city is proceeding is not going to work. Every city in America has tried something similar, and it has not worked. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and council members, for letting me speak. My name is Trina Sutton. I am the chairwoman for the proposed transitional housing community known as My Backyard. We have been working for 2.5 years with the city of Portland. I did not get very far. I got patted on the head a lot and told what a good girl I was until we started getting businesses. The police signed on. In fact, our architect is a Portland police officer. We have people from academia. We have sociologists, economists. Everybody is saying this works. It will work. And I am really surprised that Gresham hasn't picked up on this. It's been in the newspaper. When we started it, it was actually not only me, but Mike Davis, who's sitting behind me, that started My Backyard. We are actually going to be submitting Thursday the final proposal along with the schematics for the tiny houses. The city of Portland now has the wisdom that the old ways are not working. It is costing them a fortune. They are not going to leave their home place. They are destroying lives. They're destroying their reputation. City of Portland wants to be known as progressive and an example for the rest of the country. I would very much like for Gresham to be right there with them, because you are all part of one body of people. And I would really appreciate if you might consider forming a committee here and talking to us and finding solutions. We're more than willing to do it. So thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
Yes, my name is Robert West. I'm from the Police 911, and I want to bring up the homeless issues too. The sweeps don't work. They never did. All they do is cost a lot of money. They make it where people that are trying to give them services can't find them, which can endanger their lives and other people's lives. And that they're people too. They have the right to sleep, they have the right to eat, they have the right to drink. You know, and even though people go, well, they're homeless, they're scum, they're not scum, they're people. They need to be treated like people, they need to be treated with respect. Okay? Portland Police is tired of me because I've been one reason is because I've been making sure that I'm down on the homeless raids. The other thing that I'm doing is when they're doing homeless raids and they crime scene area, I'm getting arrested in those areas. Because I'm willing to stand up for people that can't speak for themselves. I think for the police, I think for city council to push these people around and just straight up bullying. You guys are bullying the homeless. That's not good. You should work with the homeless to come up with ways of some places where they can sleep, places where they can eat, places where they can get water, places where they can shower. You know, work contracts out with companies. Talk to some of the restaurants, talk to some of the businesses and say, hey, after hours, do you mind if we put porta potties in your parking lot next to your building so that they have some place to go to the bathroom besides taking a leak on a wall someplace. They have needs that need to be taken care of, and just because they don't have money doesn't mean their needs shouldn't be taken care of. And I've worked in Santa Barbara. I've worked in Carpinteria, in places that passed out food to homeless people. You know, and there's people that appreciate it, and there's people that don't. There's people that abuse it, and there's people that don't. But I tell you what, when you're sitting there handing some little child a plate of food, it feels good. And when you sit there and watch a homeless camp get torn apart, and some kids' food get thrown in the garbage, you know, where they don't have any food, and you know there's no place for them to get food, does that make you feel just as good? I want you to think about that, because that's what happens on homeless raids. They throw the police, sheriff's department will throw their canned food away, will throw their bottled water away. I've seen it time and time again. There's children in those homeless camps. You guys as city council people have an obligation to make sure that these children are fed.
Thank you for the testimony. Next three are Jonathan Pierce, Mike Lujan.
One of the things we like to do in our ministry is to take those who are housed and set up meetings with the homeless and just have them talk to each other, get to know each other. And what happens from that is the neighbors end up being very excited and actually understanding more of who the homeless are living in neighborhoods, and then they get on board and actually journey with those people as well. And then what happens is people are able to be stabilized and then become engaged citizens again. Many of the volunteers in our organization are people who were in addictions. They were people that you would find in the camps. we were able to help them get stabilized and get the resources they need. They got their life back on track, and now they're serving with us, helping others. And I would love to see that in Gresham. Rather than building fences, I'd like to see us build bridges. And this vote on the fence, I would love to see a unanimous turning down of that fence so that we can create win-wins. Another thing that we do is we offer training, and we tailor that training to churches, organizations, even city councils, so that people can understand more how, again, to create that win-win situation, because that's always possible. There doesn't always have to be one group that wins and one that loses. We can all win and find all of our citizens, even the most vulnerable citizens, joining us together to create a great city.
Thank you very much.
My name is Dave Miller. I've been a citizen of Gresham for 31 years. Was made homeless due to PTSD and anxiety and depression in 2004. During that time, I was homeless for about 6 years, and then I was able to get a job again. Unfortunately, I got hurt, was made homeless again. Unable to get Social Security because they say that I'm able to do something, which I know I'm probably able to do, but getting somebody to hire me with a bad shoulder has been totally a bad deal. I've had anxiety, and I'm suffering from some right now, excuse me. During this time that I've been a citizen in Gresham, I have been a baseball coach for Rockwood Summer Baseball. I was on the league board as an equipment manager. I have done quite a few things in this community as a good citizen. When I became homeless, I had about 9 or 10 tents cut by the police saying that I was illegal camping. And what were we supposed to do? We're out here trying to fit in, and something happens and we get treated like this. And not all of us are bad. Not all of us are. Yes, there are a few that are, but there's bad in everybody, in every situation. And all I'd like to say is that to take a look at us before judging, talk to us, respect us, because we are part of this community. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you very much. Sir.
So, okay, so my name is David Keith Davis, and I'm the founder of Multnomah County Cop Watch, and also a member of Fight the Sweeps Portland, and we go out and document a lot of homeless sweeps. And I was actually formerly homeless in this town on and off from 2005. I was homeless for about 6.5 years in the county of Portland, like Multnomah and Gresham and all these various areas around here. But basically these sweeps, they displace people left and right, and like Mike Davis was saying, it destroys the ability for outreach workers to do their job efficiently and to actually keep going and trying to get homeless people off the streets. So basically, all these sweeps are totally ineffective, and all they do is be a big roadblock and cause barriers to people actually getting back into housing and stuff like that. And there's a lot of different solutions you guys could do. Portland is, relying on all the poverty pimp agencies, and I actually saw that you guys are kind of doing the same type of things. You might want to consider actually, as a city, taking a more progressive approach and buying a bunch of bank foreclosures, because there's a 37% vacancy rate on bank foreclosures in this area. And you could actually buy up those properties, get people in them. A lot of people actually have SSI checks and other stuff, but they still can't afford to get into housing over various barriers. So you could have city programs where you buy up housing for all these bank foreclosures, and then get different people in there and, you know, restore these vacant properties, because a lot of these vacant properties, they're just being, you know, left to rot, and as the citizens are left to rot in the streets. So basically it's a really bad approach to it. And, you know, this banking crisis in America is one of the things that contributed to a lot of homelessness. And, you know, they're shipping jobs overseas, we got the banking crisis, all this various stuff. So, you know, you guys should actually just start buying up some foreclosures and putting people into those things and stop the sweep, because it's totally ineffective and it doesn't work, and all it is a barrier to people actually getting back into housing.
Thank you. Next three are Chris Cassetto, Trina Sutton.
Our expertise is not in homelessness, but our expertise is in bringing people to the city to help provide services and resources that you guys need. We've brought in Join, we've helped fund Human Solutions, El Programa Hispana. So we're bringing these organizations to help us address this issue. We're not sending our citizens to Portland. We're our own city. But if you want to work together with us to come up with solutions, we're open. We have tried to reach out to some of you this week, but it couldn't happen. But we're working towards it. We find homelessness as inhumane. We're tired of seeing people come down with frostbite or die out in our woods. I mean, this is one of the richest countries in the world. This should not happen, and we're pushing for it. But we need your help. We need your cooperation. We need to work together. And with that, we can make great strides. But I do appreciate all of you for coming down and voicing your opinion. I look forward to working with many of you to try to solve this.
Let's have a discussion before we get shut out.
Where are we supposed to go?
We need
What do we want to do?
Well, that's why we're bringing these organizations here and have.
Join is not. Join is one of the most ineffective organizations. So just start by working with some other
I have
people.
no funding. I have a worker right there,
We're
right
going to
now.
move to the consent agenda.
2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, no more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, no more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, no more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate. Look up, look down. Discrimination all around. Look up, look down. Discrimination all around. Look up, look down. Discrimination all around. Look down.
So Gresham City Council's leaving, I guess.
Discrimination power.
What do we want? A voice. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A voice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A voice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
No, Dax, your sign's upside down.
Now.
What do we want?
A voice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A voice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go.
So I guess City Council just can't handle some people being loud and chanting.
Hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go.
The homeless are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. The homeless are under attack.
What do you do? Stand up, fight back.
Homeless are under attack.
Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. 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 Discrimination all around.
Where do we go? Where? Gresham, stop the terror.
Where do we go? Where? Gresham, stop the terror. Where do we go? Where? Gresham, stop the terror. Where do we go? Where? Gresham, stop the terror. Where do we go? Where? Gresham, stop the terror.
Thanks for being here, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate you staying here when everybody else left.
Stop the terror.
Where do we go?
Where? Gresham, stop the terror.
Where do we go?
Where? Gresham, stop the terror.
Look up.
Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up.
4,
Look
6,
down.
8. We need shelters, not more hate.
2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelters, not more hate. 2, 4,
I understand,
6,
yeah.
8. We need shelters, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelters, not more hate.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, homophobia's gotta go.
Hey, hey, hey.
Raise your hands.
And these homeless people, I'm asking the citizen of Gresham to listen to these people. These are your neighbors. These could have one time been your friends, your family members. These could be the future your friends and family members. These are people, they have voices. The city's doing a horrible job listening to the voices. But the city works for you, and you're telling the city not to listen to these voices. You're telling the city to push these people out. You're telling them it's Portland's problem. It's not your problem. You're telling the city that these people don't belong here. They don't live here. They were born here. They're not residents here. And it's not true. Most of the citizens who are homeless and have no houses in this city were born and raised here. Over 3/4 of them have lived here for more than 5 years. Where are these people supposed to go? How would you feel if you were pulled out of your home and pushed into some area that you're not familiar with? How would you feel? These are very vulnerable people. You think they want to go into places that they're not familiar with, places that they've never been to? Just like the big city's scary for them. All the services that are available in Multnomah County are centered around Portland. And all of those services are full. And they have been full for a very, very, very long time.
Mayor, in the ancient world, there was a king. His name was Nebuchadnezzar. He looked around at all that he had created over years, and he said, and he told the heavens to look at his work. He said, "Look at what I did. Look at what I did." And then God sent a prophet. God sent a prophet and told him to give glory to God and to serve the poor.
This is our building.
So
state deprivation is torture.
For 7 years.
We're reading item
He did not listen.
You're avoiding.
I'm a pastor.
Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Look at your city all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. This is what you guys see. What did he do wrong?
Yeah, what law was broken?
Judged by God. I pray for all.
Being judged by the people before God.
Hey, are they making another arrest? Turn around. They're making another arrest. Catch that. Document the other arrest. Good job, Mr. Cazotto. I love you, man.
Yep.
How many homeless can't
Hey, officers holding his fingers like that is not good. Pain compliance is not necessary.
pain compliance.
He's
He's
doing
not
what you are
resisting.
pushing the end of
He's
you.
not
trying to
resisting.
work with you?
Don't use pain compliance unless people are resisting.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The rules of engagement.
Not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter. Not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter. Not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter. Not more hate.
If you need space, just let me know. I'll step back. Right on.
We need shelter. Not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate.
Nice, you guys got like 10 cops.
Thank you, Minister. Appreciate it.
He's a preacher, you know.
Love you, Pastor.
He's a pastor.
Thank you, Pastor Steve, for standing up for people that have no voice.
You have 10 cops to arrest a preacher, a pastor?
I know.
Come on, like,
That pastor looks real dangerous, guys. You might need to call back up.
you could just ask him to walk. He probably would,
I think that's a cowardly move myself.
Go to school long enough to do it.
This is the mayor that we have in the city of Gresham.
This is what you do, you're gonna have a bad day.
What are these people being charged with? That's a good question. Conspiracy to commit acts of free speech?
Unbelievable. That you took, the fighting.
They have a right to free speech.
You guys don't know.
Look down. Discrimination all around. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up. Look down. Discrimination all around. Look up.
Why is this man being arrested?
Because I'm homeless, that's why.
Criminalizing the problem is not an answer.
Because you guys don't like what I'm saying.
Is this empathy?
Awesome, I love it.
Is this empathy, City Council?
Wonderful day.
I don't understand.
This is empathy, huh?
You can't just listen to our voices.
This is called freedom of speech in Gresham. Handcuffs and 10 officers.
Same color.
you guys are overreacting a lot.
This is sort of ridiculous myself.
Aunts and uncles, cousins.
This is really ridiculous.
Wives, husbands.
You guys
All we're
aren't
trying to
open
do
to
is
such a
survive.
picture.
How many people are you gonna arrest?
And get our voices heard. And
Huh?
obviously our
I'll
city
step out of the city
doesn't
council
sound
thing so I can talk to you. So how many people are you gonna arrest, Captain? This is ridiculous. People come in, they have right to free speech, and you want to arrest them.
It's our right. It's our right to stand here.
What are their charges, Captain?
I'm gonna grab my.
What are their charges?
Explain the day until they close the door.
Okay, what are their charges?
Shelter, no more hate.
2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate.
Let's just move on.
6, 8.
That's
We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not
Where's
more hate.
my bag?
2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8.
My
We need
man purse.
shelter, not more hate. 2,
What?
4, 6, 8.
The cop did?
We need shelter, not more hate. 2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate.
Man purse, please. My bag, yeah. Thank you. It's got my press ID on it. That's why I want to wear it.
Quiet, it's freedom of speech. They handcuff people, take them in. Not more hate.
6, 8.
We need shelter, not more hate.
2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, no more hate. 2,
4, 6, 8. We need shelter,
my press
not more
ID, will
hate.
you? Scoot it up towards the
4,
front.
6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate.
2, 4, 6, 8.
We need shelter, not more hate.
2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate.
2, 4, 6, 8. We need shelter, not more hate.
We have a female officer catcher. Why doesn't she have a female officer? There are no female officers here?
Just a little background.
They do have a female officer around somewhere.
This property. In 1990, the city acquired 32 acres from the Gresham family. In 2008, City Council adopted the master plan for the sports park. This included 4 soccer fields, 4 softball fields, parking, concessions and restrooms, bleachers, playground equipment, a community center, and a maintenance facility.
Sorry for your
And
violation.
then also in 2008, the phase 1 improvements were constructed. Those consisted of 2 of the 4 soccer fields, 2 of the softball fields, partial parking lot, stormwater drainage improvements for the site, and then landscape.
Really great.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a better view of the 2008 master plan. You see the softball.
Well, this is how the Gresham police respond to
Thou shalt not use your voice in city council chambers, apparently.
yeah, I guess so.
God, the government has spoken.
Hey guys, your voices can carry into the council meeting, so if you can keep it down.
Hey Chief, what's the charge? What are you charging these guys with? Freedom of speech?
Officer McGowan, or Sergeant McGowan, do you have any idea what the charges will be for these people?
We'll explain to them. Hey.
Okay, I'm just curious. You know, I'm the media. I was just wanting to know what it is for a comment. Captain, do you know what the charges will be for these people?
Yes, I do. Hold on just a second.
Okay, right on. I'll wait.
I know. I'd be ashamed too. I'd be really ashamed.
But believe me, those 2 new fields do fit on the site. So the phase 2 of these would include 2 new softball / little league baseball fields, a concessions restroom building, and then additional parking.
Discount? Oh, thank you.
So this.
So yeah, they'll be arrested on charges of discon and criminal trespass,
Again, it consists of the concessions.
according to the captain on the scene.
Baseball, softball fields with other associated amenities and then additional parking. So we would like to seek grant funding for this project. And the grant funding source that fits this project best is State Parks local grant. We found the sweet spot in applying for this grant is around $400,000. If we did put an application that is due,
Hey Bob, criminal mischief and, no, not criminal mischief, trespass and disorderly conduct.
preparing this application. And it does
Hey,
require-
it's trespass and disorderly conduct is what the charges will be.
So,
Okay.
the state parks grant funding requires a 1-to-1 match, so if we ask for $400,000, we have to bring at least $400,000 to the table. So we plan on asking for $400,000 from state parks. We would then match that with at least $400,000 in city funds, which would most likely consist of $300,000 in parks system development charges, and then some additional parks fund balance monies. So you may be asking, actually before I get there, I just want to mention, this is a very competitive grant. So there is much more.
See, put up a privacy screen so that we couldn't document what's going on when they're peekaboo officer. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
But we have been successful source in the recent past. Examples include the skate park, Main City Park Spur Trail, Medaka, and Totem Nature Park. You may be asking, how does this project fit in with the overall park system, and why do we believe it ranks highly as a priority? There are many more needs than we have resources to build or maintain right now, but we have 4 uncompleted community parks that serve residents throughout the entire city.
Pretty
And we
ridiculous
have 5
response.
undeveloped
You got
neighborhood
10,
parks that are meant to serve residents within the immediate half
people
mile
for a
around.
pastor.
The 4 uncompleted community
10
parks
cops
include
tagging on a
the
pastor.
sports
Yeah,
park,
one ministry, yeah.
Star,
Pretty bad.
Open Butte Nature Park, which we're in the process of designing those phase 1 improvements for construction later this year. Then we have the Southwest Community Park. These are the 4.
So that's what happens in Gresham, Oregon, when people exercise and commit heinous acts of free speech. They're arrested for disorderly conduct and trespassing in a building that they paid for. So yeah, homeless people speaking up in city council chambers equals arrest, imprisonment, the robbery of their liberty, their ability to use their voice and open their mouth and talk. I mean, this is not America. This is fascistic tyranny, okay?